Do not get married on October 12th. Don't have your babies on October 12th.
Yeah, for sure.
Plan all of your family vacations around, because October 12th is supposedly going to be the biggest day in college football.
It's called Raised on Sports. I'm Reagan. I am the daughter of this guy over here.
Hi, guys. I'm Jason. And yeah, that's my girl.
So basically, it's kind of all about sports. I want to be a sports broadcaster, or I want to work in sports when I'm older. My dad taught me literally everything I know about sports. And I thought, what a good way to talk about it and kind of catch up every week. So I have an excuse to talk to my dad by talking about sports every week.
Well, I appreciate that as being your excuse to talk to me, but know that you can call me anytime, please.
Well, yes, but so this is just a good way for us to catch up and talk about what I know best and what he knows best.
I do love talking about sports, and I love talking it with you.
I'm glad you like talking to me.
I do.
No, but we're just kind of go over the recap of last week. We're gonna talk about NFL games and or MLB playoffs. We're gonna kind of and then end it off with a lesson that my dad taught me growing up. He'll teach me a lesson every week, and we'll kind of teach you a lesson of what he taught me growing up in sports and why I'm hooked on it.
Yeah, I just think this is a great platform for obviously you and I to just connect on a weekly basis and talk about what we both really love, but hopefully also maybe just encourage others out there to, to either listen to us or maybe talk to their dads if it's daughters or even sons. Give a reason to be with family and to talk and to learn. And I'm very fortunate to have 3 wonderful girls, and talking with you is I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Well, that was really cute, Dad. Way to be wholesome.
Hey, we got trying to get the listeners. Just trying to get the listeners.
No, for sure. You got to get the dad listeners. I'm going to get the young kid listeners. It's perfect. We'll get everyone.
Good.
No, but we're just going to kick it off with college football from last week.
Oh,
week 6 was
seriously
insane. Dad, I thought it was going to be a boring week. We were talking about it literally last week. How it's like, it's going to be a boring week. All of my picks, didn't pick any upsets except Texas A&M, but there was 5 upsets in the top 11.
Yeah, crazy college football weekend. Unbelievable.
So fun to watch. We're just going to dive right into it, okay?
Let's go. What do you got? What do you got on tap?
Let's start. I mean, we have to start. We have to with Alabama versus Vanderbilt.
My gosh. How great is it to be a Vanderbilt student on Monday morning, the day after you upset Bama? I mean, are you kidding me now?
I would wake up and run a marathon if I was a Vanderbilt student.
This is what I love about college sports, because it gives everybody a chance, and for just the kids to experience that one time in a college career. Oh,
I'm still waiting for that time for Clemson. But did you see that Nick Saban, like 2 weeks ago, when he was talking on College Game Day, was like saying the only team that we can beat away for sure, without a doubt, is Vanderbilt. And he was saying there will be more Alabama fans at the Vanderbilt Stadium than Vanderbilt fans. And he was like just shitting on them. Wait, can we cuss on this?
Can we cuss on our podcast?
We can cuss on this. I don't give a fuck.
Right. Hey, if the Kelseys can cuss, we can cuss.
Exactly. No, he was just shitting on the Vanderbilt fans and shitting on them and saying, we can for sure beat them. And then 2 weeks later,
there you go.
His own pride and joy goes down by Vanderbilt.
What do you think that is? Are we getting to a point in college football where there's just more parity? Is it just, because it's not, this wasn't, I mean, yes, this was pretty rare, this game in alone, but there were a lot of upsets. There were a lot of top teams going down. I mean, even weeks ago, my beloved Irish, losing to Northern Illinois. So it's, what is it?
It's something different this season. I don't know if it's the 12-team playoff that's kind of freaking everyone out, or thinking, we can lose once and still be in the playoffs. Maybe that's it. That's what I'm kind of thinking, because
that's a good thought.
And like Vanderbilt was up the entire time.
Yeah,
They
they
were
beat them.
dominant.
They beat
They
them.
beat
That was yeah.
fair and square.
So we can't get away from this game without at least talking about how the kids carried the goalpost down Broadway in Nashville and throw it into the to the lake at the end of the street. I mean,
Oh my, that is a dream. My one of my good friends, she was in Nashville this weekend and she like looked outside the bar and just saw a goalpost and she doesn't watch football. She
yeah,
doesn't know anything about she,
yeah.
what is going on right
I,
now?
I
There's kids
saw
like naked running around.
I saw a great meme where it said it was Saturday night and it said all those bachelorette parties in downtown Nashville. Watch out, you're about to get thousands of drunken college kids running down the street
No,
with
seriously.
carrying a goalpost. So
Everyone's like, you didn't learn that in the Vanderbilt curriculum. Like,
wow,
that's not
crazy.
something you learned there.
How about Tennessee, Arkansas?
Okay, let's move on to the next game.
Right? I mean, that was
That was
another surprise.
Yeah. It was in the 3rd quarter, it was 0-3.
Yeah,
It was not a lot of scoring until the 4th quarter. And
yeah.
then Tennessee scored twice. We're like, okay, this makes sense. Tennessee up 14-3, like they're gonna win. And then Arkansas just kind of came back and
Yeah.
took it away. They're
What other
down.
game did we have? What else did we
Texas
have?
A&M, Mizzou.
Oh, yeah.
That
Okay.
was
That
a
was
good one.
exciting.
And
That
that
was,
was just
yeah.
a blowout. Like
Yeah.
that was one of my picks. I picked Texas A&M. People were saying I was wrong on my TikTok. They were saying I was stupid. But no, it was a blowout.
Did they
Texas
tell you
kind of
to
just
stick to
dominated.
cleaning?
What did you say?
Did they tell you to stick to cleaning?
Not this time.
Ooh,
Guys,
okay.
last week when I was making my picks, all these guys in my comments were telling me to stick to cleaning. And then I proved them wrong and got them all right. But
That's
that
my
was last
girl.
week. This week, obviously, I don't know if anyone got their picks correct because
It was
it was
tough.
quite crazy.
It
But
was
no, yeah. Texas A&M kind of was a blowout. Nothing too crazy. I
mhm.
mean, I'm happy to see Mizzou
Yeah, that was a good
behind
game.
us now.
That was a pretty good game.
So, next, what else happened?
Oh,
Michigan, Washington?
the West Coast games. Yeah, the games that you guys back east don't usually see.
Yeah,
Uh,
because they're like 12 o'clock at night.
yeah, right. So we had
I'm
what did we have? We
in
had
bed by
Michigan,
then.
Washington.
A championship rematch.
Unbelievable game. Great
It is.
game.
Also, I noticed all of these upsets were the winners were at home. If you think about
Yeah.
it, so
Yeah.
so Vanderbilt was at home,
Yep. Yep.
Arkansas was at home,
Yep.
Texas A&M was at home,
Yep.
Washington was at home, and then what we'll talk about next, USC Minnesota. Minnesota was at home.
Yeah.
So home team advantage, like
Maybe, or just
not even the
another
fans are
reason.
riled up.
Just another reason for kids to storm the field.
I mean, true. Let's go
Yeah,
back.
good.
Michigan, Washington, championship rematch. It was Michigan was up too at the start of the
Yeah.
4th quarter.
Yeah.
We were like,
Washington.
again, Michigan's gonna win. I mean, Michigan's not as good as they were last year. I'm
Well,
not saying.
I think too, it's a lot of it is with the old Pac-12 teams now coming into the Big Ten, you don't a lot of these Big Ten teams, they don't get games like this. Michigan had a road trip to Iowa.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, Iowa's pretty good, but now you all of a sudden you're traveling cross country, you're going to Washington. Great place to play. Stadium's right there on the lake. I actually visited
Mhm.
Washington in my fantasy trip a few years ago, and we saw a game there, and it's a great environment.
Yeah.
It's places that I think a lot of these kids they've never experienced, and all of a sudden they're coming into these big time stadiums on the West Coast, and it's just as crazy as it is everywhere else. So
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I always said I went to the East to watch big football. But then like I forget that even like USC, Washington, like these stadiums are crazy. These stadiums have fans and they're passionate fans and it's kind of overlooked a lot of the time,
yeah,
I think. But
I
let's
think
move into USC Minnesota at Minnesota.
that was in Minnesota, yeah. And again, but that's also, USC, here we are, middle of October, having to travel pretty much cross country to play a
Yeah.
very important league game. And it's not, I think a lot of these even West Coast teams are finding out that joining this new big conference was great and all, but it takes a toll when you're traveling across
For
and having
sure.
to play. Yeah.
Yeah, time difference, all like different weather. Like they don't know how to
Hmm.
play in the snow. All these
Hmm.
kids grew up in Southern California.
I can't wait.
Gosh.
UCLA at Rutgers or something like that in December. That's gonna be awesome.
They're gonna be freezing their ass off.
Yep.
No, but then also another West Coast game, Cal versus Miami. That could not
Okay.
be farther from
Now,
each other.
but be honest. Did you watch that game?
No, I was in bed.
Because
I
it was
was
on at
asleep.
11 o'clock at night your time.
Exactly. I was
Ridiculous.
asleep. Long gone by then.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I
But
felt
I did
so
wake
bad
up and
for
watch the
Cal.
highlights.
No, Miami game was unbelievable. I felt bad for those kids. Those kids lined up at 11 p.m.
The night
Friday
before.
night
Yep.
to be at game day at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
The best part of the weekend was watching some Cal kid getting pulled
Kick the-
from the stands in his Vans to kick $100,000 field goal. Did you see that?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
they went wild on that
No.
thing.
Well, because the first one he missed, but he was a scrawny
Yeah.
kid. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I did not expect him to make the field goal.
Nobody expected
I
that
was
guy.
saying wide left, Van is flying off. Like
Yeah.
there's no way that shoe's staying on.
No way.
And then he races to $100,000 and boom, it was like a
And
straight
buries
shot
it.
right through the
Buries
shoe.
it.
That kid deserves it for sure.
Shout out to Van Sneakers. Maybe our future sponsor of Raised on Sports.
Yeah, okay. Keep telling yourself that.
All right.
No, but I watched the highlights of it. I mean, it was a close game. Miami scores 21 points and
Mhm.
then won the game.
And
Like-
wins the game with under a minute to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Crazy.
crazy game, but I mean, here we go. It's
Could have
college
had
football,
another
baby.
field storming, but oh well.
Yeah. No, but this is why I love college football
It was great.
forever and always. This is
It
not
was a great
crazy.
weekend. It was fun, and just to think that was only week 6, and we've got plenty more to go.
Oh my gosh. It's about to be fun. I'm excited for this playoff season.
So we
It's-
do have to talk about other sports though than just college football.
What do you mean?
I know, because we are
I
gonna
mean-
be broaden all of our horizons here.
Oh, okay. I mean, you did
They-
raise on every sport, so I guess I have
I
to
did.
talk
I
about other
did.
sports.
I did. I used to take you to many Angel games. So baseball playoffs started.
Baseball playoffs started on Saturday.
And just
They-
got underway, but it's excitement. I just think it's just
Mm-hmm.
a different environment, different level when it gets to
Mhm.
baseball playoffs. I don't watch a whole lot of baseball games during the season just because they're kind of boring to me. But when it gets to playoffs, I was invested, and I was watching the especially Padres Dodgers right now because
I mean, that's our home.
fan, so yeah,
That's our home teams.
I love it.
No, it's good. I think it's going to be a fast week of playoffs, and we'll see who takes it. They just play so many games in this week, and
Like,
we got to be tired for sure. But
quick.
we're rooting for the Padres. We got to
Go Pods.
go
1-1.
Padres.
Game
Yeah,
3 Tuesday night.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
And
All right,
then
now we
yesterday,
do have. Yep, we do have to talk
NFL.
about. It was kind of crazy too. Week
Yeah,
5.
it was week.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are week 5. Yep, week
Uh-huh.
5. Crazy.
Started off
Yeah,
with the
good.
Ravens and the Bengals.
Oh,
Going
9
into overtime.
touchdowns. 9. I mean,
Yeah.
a shootout. Yeah.
No, crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, even the way that the Ravens kick a field goal to tie it up at the end, and then they go into overtime, and then the Ravens fumble the ball in overtime.
Right.
Then the Bengals
think it was
miss
over?
a field goal. Miss a field goal.
Okay. But it was the holder's fault. Let's be honest. That you got to be able to put the
Yeah.
football down for the kid to kick it straight, and when you're kicking the ball sideways, and
That poor kicker got all the run.
he did. He was getting booed. It's like, wait a second, it wasn't his fault.
Exactly. But no one will blame the holder.
No,
They'll always blame the kicker.
no
That
one
poor
talks about
kicker.
that poor sap.
And then the Ravens went down and scored a field goal, and the Ravens took it.
Yeah,
So I
great
mean,
game. Good.
what else?
And the
Oh,
division-
Jets and Vikings in London.
yeah. Had a game
Aaron Rodgers?
early Sunday morning.
Aaron Rodgers clearly doesn't like London. He threw 3 interceptions.
Okay, what do you think? Is Aaron Rodgers done? Are we
Yes.
past the
Retire.
prime?
Please,
Yeah, we're done.
please retire. The Jets are begging him to retire. I'm pretty sure.
The Achilles
Because-
injury maybe just a little too much to come back from. You think?
He's He's gonna be like a Tom Brady where like he retires and then comes back and then retires and then
Yeah, I
who
don't know.
knows?
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
these people need to give it up.
He did
It's
throw
not
the
like
ball. He did throw the ball to Garrett Wilson a lot though, so that helped my fantasy team.
I'm glad your fantasy team is
Yeah.
thriving. All right, what else happened?
Uh,
49ers.
which one?
49ers lost at home.
Oh
Big
my
upset.
gosh. Yeah. What about that, huh?
I know. Come back from
And they
last year.
they had some bodies back because they've been really banged up with injuries all season long. So they had people back.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like they weren't fully loaded.
I don't know. They're just not as good as last year. They're not. It's not the same like
It's just
energy.
something's
Something's
not
wrong.
clicking. But I
Mhm.
do think a lot of that is injuries. Then.
Yeah, yeah. And then the Dallas Steelers game
Great game
last night
last night
got
after about
delayed.
a after like what a 2 hour delay or ish.
What was it? Was it raining? What was the
Yeah,
thunder and
the
lightning?
weather, yeah, yeah. So
Okay. What time did the game end up starting?
so we'll have five. It's probably like about maybe close to 7 my time.
Okay, so 10 my
Yeah.
yeah, I was not
It
watching
was
that.
late. It was
Sorry.
late. The Steelers had a lead, and Dallas had the last drive and took it down, and scored with
Mhm.
about 50 seconds left for the dub. So that was
I
a
mean,
must win for Dallas, though. They Dallas
honestly,
had
I'm
to
a
win.
Cowboys fan, so I'm not a huge NFL team, like, fan, but
Yeah.
if I had to pick a team, I would pick the Cowboys.
There's
Anyway,
room on plenty of bandwagons for you to jump on. So if that's the one, go for it.
it's not a bandwagon, they're not doing great. They
Yeah,
disappoint their
true,
fans quite a bunch.
true.
So
Hey, I'm a diehard Chargers fan. So yeah, I
so I'm
got
not calling you a bandwagon every
there's
day.
plenty of room on our wagon to jump on.
Yeah, unfortunately, after they moved to LA, I'm kind of out.
It's all right. We got a
They're
good
always San Diego to me.
we got a good coach. We're gonna do good things.
Okay, for sure. But now back to my favorite sport. Okay, Dad.
What is it?
Week 7, college football. We got to make our
We're
picks.
making picks.
After recapping the last weekend, let's get into the next weekend.
We
Okay, this is what I'm
okay.
looking forward to.
All right.
Everyone said you told me no one do anything on Saturday. Do not make any plans. Do not do anything. What your plan is to sit on your couch and watch college football this weekend because it's going to be crazy.
When I think it was early August, maybe like week 0, when they were announced the schedule and everything came out, everybody said, okay, October 12th. Do not get
Mhm.
married on October 12th. Don't have your babies on October 12th.
Yeah, for sure.
Plan all of your family vacations around because October 12th is supposedly going to be the biggest day in college football.
I mean, who knows? Because last weekend,
I don't know
I
how we
know
can
what they
top
were.
last weekend, right?
That was a big day in college football, but this is gonna be a fun one
All right.
for
So
sure.
how many games we got? We got five games. We're gonna make our picks here.
We have won 6 games.
6 games. All right, 6 games. We'll make
Yes.
our picks.
Mhm.
I'll record these.
I'm gonna remind or write it down, and
Okay, write them
then
down.
next week we'll go over our picks and see who's better.
Sounds good.
Because again, another thing my dad raised me on is being competitive.
Yes, we are a very competitive family for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly
Um,
just me and you, Dad, but
yeah,
board
yeah.
games go a little far in our
Board
house,
games, go for it. Card
but it's okay.
games,
Card
card
games even
games
worse.
sometimes get violent. Okay.
But it's okay.
Sometimes
We're
we
gonna
make
healthy
friends.
competition.
Sometimes we make other friends cry, but that's okay.
It's okay. They're
Yeah,
not as competitive as us. They're not as into it as us. It's fine.
yeah.
But we're gonna make this a competition 100%.
All right, let's do this. I got
Okay.
you. Going down. What
I
do we
mean, we
got?
have to start. We have to start with Ohio State, Oregon, the game of the
Biggest
week
game of the weekend.
for sure.
Biggest game of the weekend.
What are your thoughts?
Both teams undefeated.
Yep.
Game is at Oregon.
Mhm.
I haven't heard where College Game Day is yet. Have you? I
No, I'm guessing it's
doubt
gonna be
they would.
there.
I don't know. I doubt they would go twice to the West Coast. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
Great game. Just great
Mhm.
game. 2 teams in the top 10. Um, lots of firepower, lots of offensive weapons. I am going to go with the Ducks. Let's go, Oregon. Bring it on. Let's represent the West Coast. I'm sick
Uh-huh.
and tired of the Big Ten. And the Buckeyes, even though they have an amazing freshman wide receiver, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Oregon. There's my pick.
Okay, I actually am gonna pick the opposite, and so
Oh,
here's where the competition starts.
here we go.
Honestly, since the beginning of the season, I have said this is Ohio State's year,
Yeah,
and
they're
I
good.
don't like Ohio State. I don't like them, but I do think like this is their year. Michigan went down, Arkansas went down, Alabama went down. This is their year, and I think they better use it. And against Oregon, I think they're going to show their talent. And I'm picking Ohio State, an
All
away
right,
game that's gonna stir things up. That's what
all
I'm
right,
saying.
all right.
So I pick Ohio State. OSU, go
Okay,
Bucks.
here we go. Write them down. What about Old Miss at LSU?
This is going to be an interesting game
Okay,
for sure. And this can go either way, I think.
yeah.
They're both good teams. I think Ole Miss is a better team than I've ever seen them.
Hmm.
And but I think LSU is gonna take this one. I'm picking
Yeah.
LSU. Go
Okay.
Tigers.
Yeah, it's really hard to go against LSU. I don't know what time this game's at. If it's a night game,
Mhm.
I for sure LSU. I love watching that Jackson Dart kid play for Old Miss. Great quarterback.
Crazy.
Really sling it all over. This one's 50-50 to me.
Yeah.
I'll take Brian Kelly and the ex-Irish coach and the home
No.
team to win. I'll go LSU.
Mhm. I'm really pulling for Brian Kelly because he has not done anything good with LSU, and the way he left Notre Dame was not respectable at all. But I think he can take this team and he can go far. I
Okay.
think it's a good team. I
All
think
right.
he needs to use his coaching skills and take this team far.
All right. So
We're both picking LSU.
we're even on that one.
Okay, next, the rivalry.
Oh, Red River. Here we go.
Texas and Oklahoma. What this is gonna be a fun
Yeah,
weekend.
this is fun. This is
Is the
fun.
quarterback back or is Arch Manning playing? Do you
That's a
know?
good question. That's a good question. Yours. I don't know. I don't know if he's playing or not. We'll have to find
Uh-huh,
out later in the week.
because I feel
But
like that
guess
would make
what?
a big difference.
You got to make your pick now, though.
If Texas loses, that would be a crazy the AP poll, like, top 25 would
Right.
not make sense
What is it?
at all.
Every week this season, a top 4 team has lost, or top 5 team has lost, I believe.
That
Might need, might
I
need to
didn't
fact
realize that
check me like
actually.
the Republican convention right there. But every week, I think a top team has lost. So I don't know. Texas being number 1 in the
I
nation.
mean, a top 5 team's gonna lose against Ohio State, Oregon, so
Okay, there you
someone's
go.
gonna lose.
There you go. The streak continues.
Okay, I think this is hard. I think Texas is gonna win.
It's
I
not
think it's
hard
gonna
for me.
you think Texas?
Texas beat them. Yeah,
Okay, give me your explanation.
they're a better team. They're a better team,
Yeah.
regardless of who plays quarterback. I mean, I love Manning coming in and taking over
Mhm.
and keeping his foot on the gas right where Ewers left off. They're a good team
Yeah.
all around, offensively, defensively. It's at a neutral site. So the stadium will be 50-50 split right down the
Mhm.
middle. So
That's true.
it'll be crazy. It'll be nuts. But give me Matthew McConaughey and the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, I think Arch Manning has really showed, like, he is a good player. I think people were kind of hating on him, like, "You're just the son of Peyton Manning, like,
Yeah.
your daddy is great." Like, no, I think Arch Manning is showing that he is a good player and he deserves to be there, and I don't think he deserves to be the starting quarterback right now. Obviously, eventually he will be, but I think when Ewers got hurt, him coming in and kinda showing, "Guys, kind of shutting down the haters, like, I am a good player. This is where I'm supposed to
Mhm.
be," I think shows a lot. So I'll pick Texas,
All right. Okay.
depending on the quarterback. I
We're
think
even there too.
either
Hey,
either one will show.
there's another great SEC matchup. Florida, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Florida
Uh-huh.
coming off of a bye needs to win. Desperately needs to win.
Yeah.
Um,
for sure. It'll
I
be
don't think
interesting because I think Tennessee will win for sure, but because they'll kind of have that like riled up fire under their
yeah,
butt after they
after
just
a
lost to
loss.
Arkansas. Um, because they can't lose to another unranked team or they're out. Like there is no coming back for them.
Mhm.
So I think they'll kind of have that fire under their butt, and I'm gonna go with the favorite and go for Tennessee.
Throw the Vols. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm in agreement with you there. I think Vols bounce back, a tough loss. They know that one loss, okay, there's their one, right? A lot
Yep.
of teams have done it. There's their
Mhm.
one. Now we've got to, lock in and get after it. And Florida Florida's had just a brutal schedule this year. They have the
Yeah,
most difficult schedule in college football.
I think
Uh,
so.
and it's just too much. It's just gonna be too
Mhm.
much. I think they're catching Tennessee at a very bad time.
Mhm.
So I'll pick the Vols.
Yeah, I think they came back from after a bye week. They better been practicing. I think it's gonna be a good game. I don't think it's gonna
Yeah.
be a blowout of Tennessee, but I think with their energy, they're gonna have a fire under their butt to win, even
Okay.
if it's Florida. Next, we got Penn State USC,
Okay.
which I think will be a good game because USC just got knocked out.
I think another great traditional. This game used to be played for many years in the Rose Bowl. Big Ten winner, Pac-12 winner. So
Mhm.
Penn State at SC. I actually went to a Rose Bowl game years and years ago where it was Penn State SC. Uh,
Uh-huh. Good game?
with Pops. Yeah, it
Oh,
was a real good game, real good game. Um, so it's great. It's Penn State having a very, I don't know if it's a surprise season, but they are undefeated. I don't think a lot of people would have thought coming into SC they'd be undefeated, but they are. Um, SC coming home from a tough loss in Minnesota. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to
what?
go with the white and say Penn State is going to upset. Is it an upset?
No, Penn State's ranked
I
4 right now.
I know, but that's they're on the road. Okay, regardless, upset or not upset, Penn State's
Penn
my pick.
State.
Let's go Lions.
I don't know with this one. I need to be confident in my answers, right?
You
No,
do,
I
but
think
let me say this though: the other part, I hate SC. I can't do it. I just can't do it. So, as much as
Yes.
I want them to win to be a better record and ranked team when they play Notre Dame, okay, but no, Penn State.
Mhm. I think I'm gonna compete with you this one. I think again, like I said with Tennessee, USC is gonna have a fire under their butt. It's at home for them, and I'll take USC. I think Penn State's kind of in the doghouse. Like they're in the mood to lose, but I'm taking USC. Let's mix things up, and I'll
All
make it a
right,
competition with us.
that sounds good. All right, I'll give them to you.
And
Man,
finally,
do we have one more?
we have
Oh,
one more,
of course
which
we go one more.
we have to.
We have
You
to.
raised me a Notre Dame fan. I've grown up going to the Stanford Notre Dame games, and they're playing at
They're
Notre
playing.
Dame.
Yeah.
So,
Even year. It's an even
mhm,
year. So that means Stanford is back east. So it's at Notre
mhm,
Dame. Um, Notre Dame coming off of a bye, Stanford
mhm,
coming off of a tough loss. Yeah, this hopefully the Irish keep it rolling. Um,
mhm,
Riley Leonard and crew just keep the ball rolling, keep running it. Defense locks in, and hopefully another big statement is made in the Irish's comeback,
for sure.
where they are just outside the top 10, ranked 11th right now. So I will be picking Notre Dame.
I mean, this is obviously unbiased coming from 2 Notre Dame fans as you're wearing their polo right now. But, I mean, I gotta go with the Irish. They're a better team, they should win. This is always a fun game, I mean,
It is
growing
a
up
good
and
game.
going to them, it's always kind of it's not a rivalry, I feel like Notre Dame's rivals with everyone,
Yes.
but it's always a good game, and so,
Well,
I
it's
think it's
tradition.
not gonna be a blowout, but it is a traditional game, but
Yeah,
Notre Dame's gonna take the win. They gotta go into the top 10. I think this is their time,
I love it. I love
for
it.
sure. But kind of talking about that, we kind of discussed in our podcast we want to talk about a lesson that my dad taught me growing up, or kind of a personal story that I mean, he is my dad, so he has raised me on sports, and so I felt like it was a perfect week to talk about us big Notre Dame fans coming from Southern California. And why is that? And from the time I was born, I was an Irish fan. And in fact, my little sister and my dad's youngest daughter is named Irish. So if that tells you
Mm.
how big of a fan my dad was, convincing my mom to name her the youngest daughter Irish, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So I'll let you take it away on this one, Dad.
You know what? I mean, so this is the part that I love where families, really mean something, obviously, really, and can really come together through any avenue out there, and ours being sports. I was raised a Notre Dame fan through my dad. I mean, real simple. It was waking up on Saturday mornings and going out to the living room, and the TV was on, and I would sit down with my dad and he would talk Notre Dame football because his dad went to Notre Dame. So it was kind of it's a tradition thing. It's passed on through generations, and when you're into a strong enough culture that has lasted since the 18th century, it just a staple. It's just stuck with
Mhm.
you. So I was raised a Notre Dame fan. That's kind of all I knew growing up. I didn't know of other colleges except for SC, and we hated them because it was the big rivalry. You That was just ingrained into you. So
Mhm.
I I never had an intent to raise all of you guys as Notre Dame fans. However, I love watching college football, and on Saturdays, that's the game that I watch. And I remember you would come in and sit down on the living room couch with me,
Mhm.
and we'd watch Notre Dame football together. And I think
Uh-huh.
you just kind of were raised on it the same way I was raised on it,
Mhm.
just through family traditions. So,
Mhm. I remember waking up and going into your guys' bedroom and always college game day was on because it started
yep,
at 8 AM, right
yep,
on the West Coast. Now it's weird, it starts later here.
yep,
About
yep.
8 A or 7. Was that 7 or 8?
That's early. It's early.
Something early, and
Yeah.
I would always wake up and walk in and sit on the edge of your guys' bed and watch college game day, and that's just kind of how I grew up, and I still do that to this day, like, right when I wake up, I turn on college game day on Saturday mornings.
Oh,
It is still the best thing.
good.
It's so fun, even though Lee Corso's out, that was our guy, we'd always with you put the head on, like, that was our favorite thing, like, kinda betting on who he was gonna pick, how he was gonna
Yep.
show up for honestly, the Irish, putting on
Yeah.
the leprechaun suit, like, when college game day was there, or just crazy. So,
I still need to get you to a game though.
I've never been
I
to
know.
a game at Notre Dame. I've been
Yeah.
to many Notre Dame games, especially when they played USC on, like, the odd year
Odd
where
years.
they'd
Yep.
come to USC,
Yep.
and we would always go to there. We would sometimes or go up to Stanford,
Yeah.
make that
Thanksgiving
8-hour
weekend.
drive.
Yep.
Thanksgiving weekend,
Yep.
we would
Those
make
were
that
fun.
drive, and so I grew up going to Notre Dame games. I just have never been to South Bend, and I think that's kind of a dream of mine, and I know it's a dream of yours to take us there. And
Absolutely.
so, till the day I die, I'm a Notre Dame fan, even though I go to Clemson, and when they played last year, it was kind of a
A little bittersweet.
funny ha-ha moment when
Yeah. Yeah.
Clemson beat Notre Dame, and dad's texting me like, "Go Notre Dame, wearing Notre Dame gear." I'm like, "No, like, you have to be a Clemson fan this weekend." Like, he's like, "No, I
Yeah.
can never switch from being a Notre Dame fan."
All
So,
right.
that was a ha-ha moment for sure. But till the day I die, I'm raising my kids half Clemson, half Notre Dame fans. It won't
Uh,
die, I promise you
that's
that.
okay. That's okay. It's two fantastic programs.
Yeah, and we for sure know Irish, my younger sister, will be raising her kids Notre Dame fans due to the fact
Yeah.
that her name is Irish. She kinda
Yes, it
has to.
is. Yes. So Notre Dame
Nope.
admissions, if you need a another fantastic student in a couple years, reach out.
She's a big fan.
She's a big fan.
No, that's just kind of gonna wrap up our episode for
Oh
today.
my gosh,
I
we're
didn't
done
realize
already.
how long we can talk for, Chad.
I know. I feel like I can keep going all day with you, Ray. This is fun.
No. But yeah, no, it is fun, and I'm glad to start this podcast and try to do it weekly, and we'll see where it takes us. We're always gonna be talking about sports, but who knows what tangents we'll be going on.
Yeah.
Um, no, but this is really fun to do it, and glad we got our picks out for next week, and
All right.
excited to see what happens on our next week's podcast.
Should be great. Great time. Have a great week, Ray. And I love
You
you.
too. Love you too, Dad.
Bye.
Raised on sports.
Raised
Bye.
on sports. Peace out.